So, Illusion of Gaia, the second game of the Soul Blazer trilogy. You might have seen me play Soul Blazer yesterday, and now this is the second game, which is also a game I love a lot. Soul Cell played this a few days ago in the marathon. He did one of the new categories, because this year some amazing strategies have been found. There is actually a wrong warp that you can do. It warps you straight to the final fight. And you can warp to any position in any location in the game also. It's quite amazing, and that led to new categories being made. But unfortunately, we're not going to do any of that, because I am just going to play the good old any percent no wrong warp category. So that's the legacy any percent. I am still going to try to implement some new strategies, because quite a few new strats have been found, mostly by Mr. Freet, shoutouts to him, but also by all the community. I hope I'm still relevant on this game. Let's check that my timer works. And we are going! Let's do this. IOG. This game has seen a lot of improvement lately. So, there used to be just 2 categories, but now there's 6. I have done a run of one of the new ones, any percent with wrong warp. It's called Beat Dark Gaia. So the one that you have to warp to Dark Gaia and beat her. I don't have Water Economy, so Work is held by Mr. Freet. With a really amazing time, by the way. I think I still have working on this though, on any percent. No wrong warp. It's a matter of time until I get beaten. I hope I can stay relevant on this game for a little bit. I have practiced, I swear, I have practiced the new stuff. So, hey, I have magical powers. So this is where you learn that my character has telekinetic power. And he can also guess what card is the Ace of Diamonds. Of course, they're all the Ace of Diamonds. Doesn't matter which one you take it. And in this game, one of the main difficulties of running it is that there's no run button. In order to run, you have to double tap the direction that you're going. And that is not easy to do. But you get the hang of it as you get into the habit of running this game a lot. Your thumb, you get some sort of callus on your thumb, on the left thumb. It's like if you have been playing Mario Kart DS competitively, or something like that. Oh no, it's a girl screaming. For some reason, there is a princess in my house. So yeah, this game has a story. It's a peculiar story about a comet about to crash the Earth and altering the normal evolution of civilizations. It's already a 220. And my mashing has been quite terrible. So, my apologies if my playing is slightly suboptimal so far. And when I start playing this game, it always takes me time to adapt and get into the mashing again. Yes, that's it, the Alter Maven. So I did not watch Solar Cell a few days ago, but I guess he showed you the run and how the glitch is performed. And that's a really good run. It's a big shoutouts to Mr. Freet. He did not discover the wrong warp, but he's the one who made a viable way to do it in RTA. And that's also a lot of work. So right now the run is mostly about doing some fetch questing, talking to people, and getting imprisoned in a few moments. Okay, not too bad. Hey, that was 4 or 6. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oops. Here in this prison, you have to talk to the chain ball, to one of the 2 pieces of moss, and to the door in order to progress. Otherwise, nothing would happen. And now I have to wait a long time. I'm gonna get fed some dry bread. And in the meantime, I'm just practicing my guard dashing, which is some sort of glitch that you can do. You're not supposed to be able to run while you are guarding, but actually you can, because you can buffer a guard dash into a guard into a dash, and if you do it with the proper sequence of buttons, it works. It's not too hard to do. But we are getting close to the first dungeon, which is already not a super easy dungeon to start the game with, because I have only 8 HP. You see on the top left, each of the big blue dots is worth 2 HP. So I have 8. So it's not many. It's quite small and it's very easy to die. So I'm gonna have to be careful a bit. Alright, let's see if I can do this quickly. We are mostly ignoring everybody. That's the main philosophy of running this game. There's just some mandatory enemies because they will destroy the door and make it appear. So that was a free dash, I'll explain later. I messed up the timing there. So that was one instant of guard dashing being useful, because you can move towards the statues as I am attracting them. Nice, that was pretty good. And I also go to the inventory menu as the orb is appearing to cancel the having to wait for the animation to complete. Oh, okay, I still made it. Got hit by the bat, but I made it past the spear. Yeah, 634, not bad. It's not crazy good, but it's good enough for having a slightly poor soundscape. So this is the first use of Lola's melody that I learned earlier by my aunt Lola. Okay, press this at 3. Try to be as close to the door as I can. Okay, stupid bat. Please I can kill it so it's not on my way when I come back. Now we're going to turn into Friedan. That's one of the cool aspects about this game. You get to turn into a really badass Dark Knight. He has a longer sword. He's going to have different powers also later in the game. And his attacks do 1 more damage too. And in this case you need to turn into him just for one thing. Just to activate a switch. Because the switch is slightly out of reach of Will, so you need to turn into Friedan. Dash. Yeah, chaining a lot of dashes together is what makes this speedrun difficult, but it's kind of the name of the game. You have to be really nimble with your thumb. Yeah, 828. I'll take that. Hey, thanks for this. Good luck, Shivaruka. And Mr. Freed, thanks. Yeah, it's possible to do a sword attack there, a jump attack. So we can already gain some distance during this this talk. Not too hard to do. Dude, run please. You can get boosted slightly if you hog some of these barrels. It saves like 1 or 2 frames. It's something that I checked while doing the task of this. So I have started the task of this game. So far it is at the fish sequence for the raft. It's so boring to do it. I kind of lost interest, but I need to go back to it. Ah, dude, that was not very fast. Hey, Solar Cell. Yeah, all the communities here watching me. I have to do well. I have slightly lost touch with this game because I haven't played it in a while. Well, I haven't been playing it competitively in a while. But I'm back to it. I want to show that I'm still relevant, as I'm still a part of this community. So yeah, shout out to the community of IOG, who is really awesome. There's Mr. Freet, who has found countless strategies, and he also helped me with the task. He found something that a few things that I have overlooked. There is Solar Cell, of course, the one and only. Fantastic runner of that, and Secret of Dragon War as well. Yeah, sorry, I didn't do your strat here, Mr. Freet, but that's fine. It's not easy to do. Ah, that was bad. I got actually blocked by Kara there. It's possible to not get blocked by her. The positioning has to be good. There's also Fikun, who regularly runs the game and has really good times. She has recently tackled some of the new categories, like 100%. Yeah, there used to be a 100% category, but now it's been renamed into All Dungeons, I think. All Dungeons, no Wongo. What am I doing? And the new 100% category is different. You have to collect all the herbs in the game. There's 12 of them. You have to get the 50 red jewels. You have to, of course, beat the additional dungeon and get all the extra stat upgrades scattered in the world. So that's also a nice new category. I want to try that sometime. There's 6 categories I have to try. They all look interesting. I'm only really familiar with Any Person No Wrong Warp, which is one that I've run the most. But the others are really cool. And that's a strat that I found. It does save time. It saves about 3 frames or so. I found that a long time ago. If you place yourself in the proper position when receiving this power, you already can charge the charge dash, and you can push yourself slightly away from Will's statue, which brings you closer to the entrance, and that saves a little bit of time. Pretty funny. And here I'm using the newly acquired power to break through a wall and get the first Incan statue. So there's some novelty regarding charge attacks. Normally you're supposed to just hold the button, the attack button, and first that will make you attack for sure. But Mr. Freet found a way to not have to attack. You can buffer a text cancel into that by trying to use an item if you don't have any item, or if you have one. Like the Incan statue itself, for example. So if you try to use it, and then during the text box start charging, that will count, and you will not have to do that useless slash. However, it's not always useful. It depends on the situation. It's not always faster. Oops. Okay, now I have to kill 6 enemies in 20 seconds. Oh, one was not hit. Ugh. Oh, it would have been good if that guy were hit. Because they were nicely grouped, those last 3. But, yeah, I did not manage to hit the bottom one. That's a shame. Okay, let's go. The lineup in Euro, I know it's 30 seconds per person in the line. And how many people are there? I don't remember. You can cut the line a bit if you exit the house next to it and save 2 people, I think. I'm not even sure. I haven't done that in years. You want to ask the people who run the new 100% category for that. So here, the item that I have equipped is Laura's Melody, which needs 2 text boxes. So you can still use cancel in on that and be slightly faster than just slashing the sword, but it's a bit hard to do, so I'm not. Because I'm filthy casual. That was moderately fast. Hey, Julian RX, hello. But don't worry, I will do the text stuff later. I will try at least. Nope, this. Thank you. Oops. Oh, dude. Yeah, the appearance of these blocks is RNG. It's completely random. So you can lose some seconds by being unlucky. Here, that was an instance of cancelling a text box. Because now I'm not equipping an item, so it only involves 1 text box to skip, which makes it a lot easier. So there was several skips there. First, using the statue that you're not supposed to be able to kill right now. Okay, this is how you do it. I took more time than I should have, but that's fine. This is kind of hard. Oh, I'm super afraid. I'm dying in 1 hit. This is not good. I might die. I might die if I get unlucky with the slime guys. Because they might appear early. Please don't appear early. Thank you. And the other ones. Thank you, okay. I still only have 1 health, so it's kind of scary. Hope I will be able to manage and exit this dungeon alive. So this is the place where you're supposed to go get the wind melody, which will light up the proper square, the proper tile to stand on for 10 seconds. But if you already know which tile it is, you don't need that. It's good that it's not randomized. Alright. There's also all bosses with warps. Yes, I haven't talked about that. It's a really crazy route where you warp, I think, 3 times in total to go get the 50 red jewels, but you don't do everything in the dungeons. You can still skip some content, and the route is really insane. Alright, so we're gonna focus a bit for the boss. This is the first boss, Castoth. First you need to defeat his hands, and then his face. And there is a way to do it in 1 cycle. I hope I'll be able to do it. It's really hard. Ah, that's not a good start. It's failed. I missed one of the inputs. That's too bad. It's too bad because the start was good. I got the good what do you call it? A good timing for the first hit. So basically, you have barely enough time to land all the 20 inputs, which it's fairly difficult to do. And assuming that the first hit is done frame perfectly, which means that the last last active frame of your hit will connect with the first vulnerable frame of the boss. So assuming you get that perfectly, you will have 18 total frames of leniency, which means that you can mess up the consecutive 19 inputs by 18 frames in total, at most. So we came up with cues to make sure that the first input is as good as it can get. Yeah. Invalid, sorry, in the stacks. Very sorry. We got the first Mystic statue, is kind of the MacGuffins of the game. And Mr. Freet, I'm gonna try to make you proud. Yes. Easy. And here you actually have to wait for the text boxes. Because if you don't, and you get here, you exit that room before waiting for the two text boxes, the music is gonna change on the transition, and that is actually going to be a lot slower. Well, not that much, but it's slower than waiting for the text boxes. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, if I were playing for all 50 red jewels, this is one of the hardest ones to get casually, because you need to exit before talking to the queen here again. Oh no, it's attacked! And yes, this was not a really nice gold ship, actually. Now it's just ruins. Yeah, there's a lot of mystique in the story of this game. No, this is what I have to equip. Dummy! That was almost really bad. Now we wait 30 seconds. So yeah, the trigger for the next scene on this is just you have to hit one fish and that's all. And Kara is going to tell you that she's not happy with that. Stupid Kara. Take that. You can make music here. Dun, dun, dun. Time passed slowly, yes, it did. Okay, good. Right, now we need to be lucky with the fishes, because the trigger for the next scene is to recover all my health. Oh my god, that was really, really amazing! Even in the task I didn't manage to get that good luck, but it was pretty good still, what I could get. But, did that one count? I think it did. Okay, I think it did. Pretty amazing luck. We're saving some time here, I guess. Oh, she's sneaky. Look at that. Yeah, you have to talk to Kara a second time to get the "let's think about this" text. Doesn't matter if you get it before or after the appearance of the sharks, as I have tested. Take that, take that, take that, stupid princess, stupid spoiled brat. Yeah, Yeah, it's not a sub 24, but that's fine. And we got scurvy. That's why I toppled over. Yeah, this game has a lot of dark themes. So the scurvy, we're gonna see in the next city that there's also slavery. Well, sorry, laborers, as they are called. But, well, it doesn't fool anyone. Good. Let's collect some nice stuff in the trash cans. There's an HP jewel, which gives me 1 more health, and herbs, medical herbs. And you find those very valuable items in the trash cans. Who would throw that away? You want for yourself a laborer. Really? They call those laborers. Now that I have freed my friend from the slavers, he is going to tell me where the other slaves are located, and they're working in the diamond mine, which is going to be the next dungeon. So another pretty complex dungeon. Lots of enemies, and I have little health. So this is something I haven't really explained in the game, but there's no experience or levels like in typical RPGs. You gain stat upgrades by defeating all the enemies in a room in dungeons. That's why you're supposed to do it typically in a normal playthrough. However, well, who has time for that, right? I didn't get that. I'm gonna collect this herb. This is a safety, it's not a required herb. But it's a really nice safety, you just waste like 6 seconds, I think. But the nice thing about the game and stat upgrades is, as I'm missing all the stat upgrades, the game catches me up every time that I beat a boss. So by beating the previous boss, Casteth, the game catches me up on all the stat upgrades that I did not get in the previous dungeons. So that's basically the thing which makes the game approachable in the speedrun, otherwise it would become just hell. Oh, dude. What is this spy doing? This is a ramp glitch. You're supposed to go to the top of the ramp and get acceleration from there. But you can do it from the bottom of the ramp. Wait here a little bit for that beholder to be in the right spot. Oops. I pre-damaged myself, at least. I didn't want to get that hit. But pre-damaging myself is a good thing, because I intend to death warp out of this very soon. It's gonna be the first death warp in this route. There's quite a few also in IOG, almost as many as a Soul Blazer. There I got one of the most important powers, Dark Fire, which is basically a fireball. But that's required to hit some distant enemies. The Dark Fire is a dark power that only the Dark Knight can use. This game is very dark, as I said. Dude. Yeah, maybe I should have just taken damage from that worm. But, well, this is a marathon run, I want to keep some safety. Okay, that worm's fireball was not on my way. It depends on the timing with which you spawn that worm. Dude, I'm trying to show off, and every time I lose a second. I like trying to guard dash out of rooms for absolutely no reason. And then just lose time because of that. Yeah. What kind of speedrun would it be if I didn't try to show off a bit? So now we got the elevator key from that slave earlier. So we have access to this. Yeah, that was 2930. No, not bad for not getting one cycle casters actually. Not too bad. Next room is pretty dangerous. It's gonna be some sort of maze with a lot of enemies, so this is where you have to be good at sneaking past enemies. It's pretty dangerous and a lot of luck involved. What is this guy gonna do? Not being friendly, as I expected. Yeah, I have to wait for this or not. I got hit by a laser. So I think Bowie was the first one to find that. If you charge there and release the charge, it's going to explode the chamber of this slave, and you can speak to him from some sort of distance. Oh, dude, that was so unlucky. But careful here. Okay. No! What a douche. Sorry. Oh my god, okay, this used to be a good run, now it's crap. Because going back there is going to take a long time. I have to go through the elevator. Ah, those were not nice patterns. I'm gonna admit that. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to do there, but that enemy was placed in such a way that maybe I should have just tried to kill it. Ah, man! It was a good run. It was an okay run so far. Even if I did not have first one cycle casters. That one was not nice. And that laser also, which caught me right as I released the guard dash. That was insane. Yeah, I want to use this. Well, it was survivable. If I had been playing better, I should have survived that. But man, that was such bad RNG. Ah, it's okay. You can actually do a jump attack to speak to that guy. It's save a bit of time. Now I can die. I was going to die. I'm not even exiting with a sub 32. That's so bad. Well, it's a marathon run. Things happen. So, we have done this dungeon in order to get the memory melody, because one of my friends has lost his memory. So, the melody is going to help him recover the memory. Have to equip it first. And play it over here, because after that I'm going to have to speak to Eric. And shoutouts to only saving the slaves that I need, and the other ones, I don't care about them. Nobody cares about them. They can stay there, for all I'm concerned. So this is a very interesting, sort of philosophical conversation of sorts. There's a lot of mystique about this game. Because basically, the game does not tell you too much about the places that you're going to. You're sort of tossed around, visiting places and seeing how the people live in those dark times, with the comet's light affecting evolution and everything. So there's demons appearing everywhere, some unbalanced forces, and you can see that slavery is there, scurvy and everything. This is how the game tells you its core story. Yes, Monkey Town. If you are from Europe, as I am, you knew this game under the name Illusion of Time. And the title screen was different, also. Yeah, that was really fast. Good talks. In Neil's cottage, you need to speak to all the 4 inventions, and then go back to talk to Neil. It's all about remembering the triggers for how to advance in the conversations. Yeah, this is getting quite cutscene-y. Now we have to speak to Kara once, then Lily once, and then Kara again. And people will appear here, sort of people. I'm not on Pixel, I think. No, I'm not on Pixel. It's possible to get between Lance and Kara there, so you can speak to Neil a little bit faster. And you can align yourself, your shadow with the lines on the floor. But I did not manage to do it. Here you have to wait for Neil to get into his spot. And now I can interact with the buried tile in the sand, which will shoot me up to the next dungeon. I think it's possibly the coolest dungeon, or one of the best dungeons in the game for sure. The music is awesome too. It's Sky Garden. It's a garden in the sky, of course. But this dungeon has 2 faces. It has like 2 sides. That's a nice idea, because the sides are sort of they correspond. They have walls in the same places. So I like the design of this dungeon. It's pretty clever. I think I should have taken 1 damage from these guys. Yeah, I should have taken 1 damage from these guys. It's gonna take me 1 extra damage to kill myself. That's okay. So yeah, basically in this dungeon you have to get all 4 orbs and put them in the hub. So after I get each of the crystal balls, I will just use Death Warps as a shortcut. Free dashing here. So yeah, Mr. Freeze is the one who discovered how you can iframe dash through enemies as will, because before that we didn't really have a way to do this. So the trick is attack, and then during the attack, just after doing the attack, just a couple frames after, press a diagonal direction compared to where you're going. So unfortunately, that trick is will no longer be available as soon as I get the slider technique in Mu. But before that, well, you can there's a lot of ways, a lot of places to make use of it. English is so hard. I can't speak. That's fine. Here. We need to kill this guy. Okay, I took 1 hit. That should be fine, I hope. Hope I'm not gonna die just like in my any person with 1 warp attempt. Nice. Here, make sure that you wait until the end of the explosion to open up the chest. Otherwise, you will soft lock the game, hard lock the game. And that has happened to me in a run or 2. It always eventually happens. So it's so easy to be careless. Oh, dude. I swear the slopes on the going left have a different timing. You have to do the jump attack later to be able to cross them. So yeah, this room normally has a lot of content to it. You're supposed to go to the flop side, and use switches and stuff to change blocks configurations. But you can skip all that. Just by climbing up slopes with the jump attack. Yeah, more Gaia action on this SSS. Hype, hype, hype. Yeah, I'm sorry for the people who wanted to see the new wrong warp that has been showcased before by Soul Cell. I'm just doing a no wrong warp run, so you won't see the wrong warp. Ooh. I didn't take a hit. You need to have freedom for this because I'm gonna need to activate a statue with Darkfire. Don't hit me anymore. Thank you. Took some pre-damage though. Okay, that's a strat that I found. I'm pretty proud of it. It saves like a couple seconds over maybe 1 second compared to the previous strat. So I'm using the idea of perfect frame walking with cancels of text boxes, so you can perfectly clearly walk around. Okay, Mr. Freet, please don't watch. 10 hits, that's fine. Yeah, 5 hits left, okay. I'll take that. That's not great, but I'll take that. That boss is fairly RNG dependent, but I always pretty much end up killing it at the same pattern of his. So it doesn't matter too much as long as you don't die. RNG does not matter a lot on that boss, it matters much more on some other bosses, as you will see later. And yes, you can charge during this cutscene, which does not do anything. That is cool. Yeah, it was a good enough fight. It was absolutely not perfect. It was nowhere near what you showed me. I've had better fights than that in practice. With better luck, you can actually kill him before he goes back up, before his fourth pattern. I mean the big laser pattern, the second big laser pattern. You can kill him before he gets to that, but that's very unlikely to happen for me. I need to be really precise with the inputs, and I need some good luck, because if he hangs out in the air too much, it's not gonna work. I don't have enough input opportunities to hit him. Okay, so this is a quote-unquote dungeon. It's more there to build the mystery of the game. Why is everybody a zombie? Why are things so strange? There's actually a lot of red jewels here. I think there's 3. But we don't care about those in this run. Come on, run, please. Oops, yeah. That was a 3 input run. A dash, I mean. We need to get the pure stone from this. So there's a way to jump attack to the right after this. Yeah, didn't get it. That's okay. I didn't practice it. So. Yeah, I'm sorry if I did not practice every aspect that would have required practice. For lack of time and having other games to care about also. But it's okay. These marathons are really great. They're a good opportunity to review all my speedruns. And sometimes I get to, as I'm revisiting a speedrun, I get to find new strats or new cues to make things easier. So that's why I want to push myself into submitting a large number of runs in a marathon. Not too large to make me go crazy, but large enough so that I have to try and be a bit careful about how I plan my practice. Okay, so now people are not zombies anymore, or they're not skeletons anymore. They're actual people, and we can talk to this guy who will give us the key to get out, to get into the next dungeon. The next dungeon is the underwater dungeon. It's called Moo, and it's a difficult dungeon, for sure. If you played the game as a kid, it's probably one of the hardest dungeons. And for sure, the hardest boss also. And it's also pretty difficult in the speedrun. The vampires are definitely kind of the gatekeeper for newcomers in this game. It takes a bit to get good. Okay, I'm gonna try a couple of free dashes here. This one. I didn't get that one. It's hard to get two in the same dash. You have almost no frames of being missing. Okay, I'm not gonna go around. I'm not gonna go the proper way. Go around. Here, there's gonna be a golem trick, as I call it. Ooh, okay. Let's attract this bubble and try to jump over it by using this golem, and there we go. Not too hard to do, actually. Now, 2 alt cancel glitches. Get through those things without having to wait for the animation of explosion to be complete. Oh, dude. That was such a poor positioning from that wizrobe. So yeah, this dungeon is the dungeon of very evil wizrobes, who can appear anywhere, including just on me and damage me immediately, without me being able to do anything about it. So that's why this dungeon relies a little bit on luck to get around, especially after recovering the Rama statues and going for the boss. If you're really unlucky, you might get hit by some of the wizrobes before the boss, and that would be really bad. So, oh, by the way, I just found the Statue of Hope here. The reason why it's here, it's not just a random location, random spots that you have to look. The location is given to you by the point of convergence of 2 statues looking at an angle. So, and there was a chest just before to explain that mechanic to you. So that's how you're supposed to find it in a casual playthrough. And the mechanism is that there's 2 of these Statues of Hope. When you get one, you have to get to this Temple of Hope thingy, put it on the pedestal, and that will reduce the water level by 1 spot. And now new areas are accessible. So I'm going to go back and go to a lower part of the dungeon, which is now open. So there's a trick with that bubble. You can attract it and try to get boosted by it. You can be a bit faster with it, but it's really unreliable for me, so I'm not going to try it. I don't remember if I did it in my PV. I might have. So here, you are supposed to go get freedom. Oh my god, those wizards. You're supposed to go get freedom and use a Dark Friar to wake up that golem so you can get past, but you don't need to do that. It's actually feasible to get through just with will. Okay, free dash for this. 1. Perfect, nice. I got the switch trick, that's good. Okay, Wizrobe is not too trolly. And soon we will not be able to do free dashes. So that was the last one. I free dashed through that blue gel enemy. And we are about to receive the slider ability. It's a really, really strong ability. But unfortunately, that's going to cancel any possibility to do a free dash. Because a free dash involves slashing your sword while running, but now if I do that, it's going to do the slider instead. Come on, run, please. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna slide through these guys because I have lost some health. Oh, okay, whatever. Let's just do this. That was pretty poor positioning of these snakes. Yeah, I'm supposed to take a death later. Oh, come on. The Wizards. I'm supposed to take a death later, but still I don't want to lose too much health. This is a marathon run and I want a little bit of safety. I've already died once, which is already once too many. So you can attract the bubble. You don't need to bring it over to the all the way to the ramp. You can just have it stay down there, and that's gonna be enough. Oh, whoops! I went right too early. And here is where you're supposed to find the location of the second statue of hope. So it's exactly the same principle as the previous one. It's going to be on the spot where the lines of sight of two statues converge. So those two statues are out of the screen, so we can't see them, but they are there. So that's how you're supposed to find the spots when you play the game casually. And now you can dash, because getting back to the entrance of the dungeon will be much easier to get to the second Room of Hope, which is just there. So again, a cutscene. So the good thing is, you don't fight those 4 Wizrobes. They're just part of the cutscene somehow. I guess they are the spirits of the people who used to live there. Because it's an ancient civilization. And some of them escaped to the sea through a tunnel, which we're gonna go through later. And here, I have the slider, so no more free dashing. I'm just gonna slide it through. And this is a place in the game where I hope I won't take too much damage from the Wizrobes. Dude! Stupid Wizrobe! Good thing that I had a good reflex there. I really want to conserve my health, because whatever health I have here is what I would be fighting the vampires with, so I want to conserve it. And here, I did something pretty interesting. I jump attacked into that chest, which is granting me the invincibility, because the game does not update your status as being hittable again, because normally during a jump attack you are invincible, but if you are opening a chest by doing a jump attack or a slider, oh my god, or a slider, the invincibility from that attack will be retained for the whole duration of the room, but once you go to a different room, it's over. So it's a nice trick, but it's really gonna help out here, but I can't keep it. I got hit by those stupid Wizrobes. Dang, they're out for blood today. Now I'm invincible. I can go through this guy. Hey! And now I'm vulnerable again. Please don't hit me. If they hit me again, I guess... Ah, directly on my path. What is this? Yeah, if I get hit again, well... Oh, dude! Are you crazy? Are you joking right now? But yeah, I have fewer health points for the boss now, which is not cool. And it's a really scary boss, so... Okay, decent talking there. You need to talk to each of these spirits. Alright, vampire time, wish me luck. So this is a fight which is really complex. The gist of it is that I'm going to try to abuse the invincibility frame of jump attacks in order to get a lot of hits without being damaged too much by their shields, or force fields or whatever. Okay, serious time. Ah, I got hit. I got hit again. That's fine. I don't know. Okay, well, let's wait for her. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, he should be dead. Ah, 96, I can take that. Okay, something also new that I did not discover by myself. It's better to exit this on the right side and do a slider. The reason for that is that you want to minimize Lily's movement right here. She is as a form of a flower and she has to reach a certain spot. And you want to facilitate that for her. So that's why I use the slider there. Ah, bad text. Okay. Yeah, I could have been a bit more aggressive on the vampires, but I missed too many of the timings, and I took too much damage. So I wanted to play it a bit safer. I was not super aggressive on the female or the male at the end, but that's nice. We kept one of the herbs. I just used one of them, and that is going to be probably very useful for the end game. Especially the pyramid, or possibly the boss refights in Tower of Babel. Yeah, one herb left, 96 fights. That's pretty decent. I'll take that in a marathon run any day. And we have fought the vampires, and now we are discovering the passage through, well, across the ocean. That's why it's dripping. It's a tunnel under the sea, which the inhabitants of Mew used to get away. And we're going to meet their descendants in the next village, in the Angel Village. So they are very tall, blonde people. They're basically Swedish. Sorry. Text smashing, please. That was pretty bad. So instead of following everybody, we're gonna follow Kara. And we're not gonna do much in this village. We're just gonna go straight to the dungeon because Kara lost herself, of course, because well, she's a spoiled brat. She got lost, and we have to find her. And of course, she went all the way through a dungeon. With no weapon, no training, and nothing. But she did it anyway. Who cares? So using some nice techniques there, some sliders to go through enemies. Okay, with the proper timing. Okay, I got that. Got through the dragon. Now. Good. Got this timing too. It needs a certain timing to initiate the slider through a dragon and still be able to kill it, and then to go through its body, because the body of the dragon is still active after it has exploded. So you have to have a certain timing to move through it. here, I don't know if I have mentioned that strat before, but you can actually charge here and down. That's about as fast, actually pretty much equally fast to using a slider, even barely faster by a few frames, but you don't run the risk of hitting the blue skeleton, so you can just run under him unscathed, and it works every time. So that's a nice little trick. I discovered it very recently. I don't know if it was known already. It might have been. I don't know. I'm not involved in the community enough. Okay, so this is a weird guess the difference between the room game. So you visit a room, you have to remember stuff, and then you go to the next room, and you have to tell what's the difference. Here nothing is different except for the contents of the chest, so you have to point at it. And the last one stumped me as a kid. It's not obvious to notice the difference between the two rooms. There's actually none in the layout of the room. The only difference is that the wind is blowing through your hair in the second one, so you have to select yourself, actually. Ah, nice, Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I have to remember where my cursor is. It actually is important. Yeah, I also found a better way to do the wind blowing part, but I didn't manage to do it here. Going downwards is a bit better, because you can finish the room with just 6 sliders and 1 jump attack and be a bit faster than what we did before. And I'm not sure, but I think hogging some of the walls will act the same as hogging some of the barrels in Edward's, after exiting Edward's prison. If you hog the walls, it will push you forwards a tiny bit. And by doing that on 2 of them, you might save a frame. And here we are nice and cozy, because this text is automatic. Thank you, in the stacks. I exited in a 101 with a death. That would have been like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds lower than my PB if I hadn't died. Oh, okay, maybe a bit more than that. I don't know. Here you have to talk to Lance twice and once to his father. It's slightly better to do it if you go above Lance, but it makes one of the corners which is very awkward, so I'm not trying that. It's a little bit like in the very beginning, in the hideouts. Anyway, there's cake! Because it's Lily's birthday apparently, and they found cake in the shelf. So if you want to sing the Bowie song, you can. Now, let's have some romance. Lance is telling Lily what he feels for her. And she will be scared, and she will just run away. And because of that, he's gonna go look after her. Oh, he's gonna go after her. And we're gonna have to go through another dungeon because of that. I still don't remember exactly where. I have to remember where my cursor is, depending on the number of herbs that I used. My cursor is going to be in certain spots, and also the items that I'm supposed to select, like the magic dust or Lance's letter, they're going to be in different spots, in certain spots. I have to memorize those. Okay, if I'm really fast, I might be able to make the cycle of the spears at the end. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, you need to be really fast. So I'm iframe dashing through the archers. It's not exactly a dash. I'm stopping and placing myself at a 90-degree angle, slashing my sword, and then dashing through. I think it's already over. I missed one of my dashes. And the good thing is they have a really large hitbox, so you don't need to be too precise with your positioning for that. Oh, I still made it, but I took a hit. Took a hit. That's making it. I got pierced, but I made it. This is another nice dungeon with really cool music. Dungeons, the rooms are always sort of. Actually, I should have just taken damage through this guy. I didn't trust myself for some reason. If you do. Oh, I didn't need that. I didn't remember. That's the kind of a new strat for me. I'm very used to doing 2 sliders there, and then exiting the room with a jump attack. But if you just do 1 slider, a well-timed slider, then 1 jump attack, there's not going to be any snake bothering you. Alright, and here, by doing just that slider on this ramp, I'm completely turning it upside down the way you're supposed to go through this dungeon. So you are supposed to go all the way to the right, get spin dash, the last ability for Will, then use spin dash to go back to the left, go here, get freedan, then go back to the right, use freedan's Darkfire, get back Will, and finish the dungeon. But we are completely short-circuiting all that with that, just with that little slider, because now I can get freedan already. We can go to the right and use him, and then we can get spin dash, and by getting spin dash, I will get Will back. So that will basically cut one big back and forth movement through the dungeon. And also, I don't need to discover a new dark space to get Will back. Alright. So the dungeon is much nicer if you do it this way, which is, I believe, not really intended. But yeah, by getting this power, by getting a spin dash, I'm turning back into Will, which is doubly convenient, because I need Will to finish the dungeon. So spin dash makes me spin like a tornado, and that will shoot me at a great speed in a straight line, and that's used to climb slopes. So it's a required power. So far, there's several slopes in the game that we don't know how to deal with if we don't have this power. Now we can just go finish the dungeon. There's one more room we have to do before the boss. And the boss is the infamous Rng Boss of the game. So we'll see how we perform. I didn't make the cycle, I think. Yeah. Oh, whatever. I'll wait for the next. The previous cycle is possible. That's really, really difficult. And this is where we're going to use spin dash, just to climb this. Whee! Alright, Sandfanger or Trollfanger boss time. Please give me good patterns. So I hope that he's going to give me the egg patterns. Okay, that's the sideways. I only got 3 hits, 7 hits. I missed 1 hit, but that's because I was far away. Okay, I got 1 egg. Okay, 2. that's going to be up and down. The positioning where you wait for him matters a bit, because you can manipulate having slightly more sideways than up and downs, because up and down is more time consuming than sideways. In both cases you can only hit him twice, but sideways wastes a little bit less time, so you want to manipulate some of those. But unfortunately there's no known way to manipulate the egg patterns, and right now this is not a very good fight. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of sideways, but only 2 eggs. Okay, 3 eggs, but that one barely mattered, because he was on 2 HP left. So let's say it's 2 1/4 egg patterns, which is not very good luck. It's a bit below average, I think. It's not terrible. We got 2. We didn't get 1 or 0. Yeah, 1 is really terrible luck. And I'm going out with style. Yes, that's true, Michel Volt. Yeah, he really wasted a lot of time compared to a really good fight where you can get 5 egg patterns. If you get 5, you're golden. 6 is even possible, but if you get 6, you probably didn't do the fight perfectly, because you are supposed to get 8 hits in an egg pattern, and he has 40 HP. So if you get 5 egg patterns and you get 8 hits every time, then you just finish him off in 5 with 5 patterns. I don't think that has ever happened in RTA to anybody. My PB has 4 egg patterns, which happened right at the end of the fight. I got some bad patterns and then 4 eggs in a row, which is really crazy. It's pretty common to get 2 in a row, but 3 or 4 in a row is really not. It's really unlikely to happen. And my PB got 4 in a row, which was very strange, very unusual. Here, there's no rush. Is this a speedrun? Are we even running this game? Well, no, just gonna casually stroll. So yeah, the reason why I'm not even running here is because I'm gonna, as soon as the room, the exterior is loaded, the lily pad here, which I need to ride, already starts moving, and I need to wait for it. So, as I need to wait anyway, there's no rush. Oh, by the way, we're gonna go kill a man! So this is like a Russian roulette game with glasses. One of these glasses is poison. It's always the one on the right. But fortunately, Will has some sort of psychic powers. So if you try to select the one on the right, Will is going to tell you, hey, this glass looks very suspicious. Do you really want to drink it? So you have one more prompt. And if you say yes, you die and you have to restart. But yeah, that's the way of the game to tell you that the glass on the right is the poison one. So you can fail this, you can die. If you insist on drinking the wrong one. Come on. No. Those talks were not very good, but I haven't practiced cities, really. So you can say that it's some sort of murder? I don't know. Yeah, of course I have an unfair advantage over that guy because I have my powers. But, well, he knew the rules of the game. But you know what's worse? You know what's worse than just me killing that guy? Is that after you defeat him, I spawned into his wife's home and she gives me the letter of my opponent. And if you read the letter, he's going to tell you that he knew that he was suffering from some disease and he had not a lot of time left. So he was playing the Russian glass game in order to gather some money for his wife and his son that he was never going to see be born. So that's it. Great game for kids. couldn't get darker, could it? Oh, by the way, I have been mashing text when the text is actually automatic, so there's no reason to. I'm stupid. Yeah, he had a family. He had a son to be born, and he knew that he would never see him. Ah, dude. Navigating there optimally is difficult. So this is the first place where I have to select right there. Yeah, that's one of the things about speedrunning this. You can select your destination about a second before the prompting window appears. So you can already push the cursor and accept the location. So you just have to know the layout of the text box. You have to know if you have to press down or right or anything. So it's always down except for 3 locations, which are right. So this is the first one of those. But if you play the game casually, this is a pretty annoying dungeon. Because it's basically a maze. We have to get several mushroom drops in order to make some vines grow and access new areas. And, well, at least in the speedrun, it's considered as one of the easiest dungeons. And you have to do a lot of dashes because it's just nothing but corridors. Here, exploiting corners and dashing properly. This is a dungeon where you can practice that. As you can see, I opened this chest with a jump attack. That is gonna make me invincible for the remainder of this room. You see, I can go through these guys unscathed. So that's nice. And now it's over. I'm vulnerable again. Shoot. What else can I say? There's not too much to talk about this dungeon, you just know where to go. There's various strats you can try here. I remember Pueso had a strat where he killed one of these fairy guys, because they create some lag when I go back to the right there. So my strategy is just ignore everybody and hope I'm not gonna get too much lag. Now I'm gonna go back. I also have activated the glitch, so I can't take a hit. So that's why I'm not using spin dash. It's not really necessary. Oh, come on. My dashes are not very good. Okay, last room. Last one of quotes. So this is known as being the laggy room, the super laggy room with the spiders, where you can do the wrong warp glitch. So this is room where my run is going to be different from Solar Cell's, because Solar Cell went a different way. He went to the right to get the aura barrier, and then he performed the glitch. But here we are not going to use any wrong warps, because this is any person, no wrong warp. So we're just gonna do it the good old-fashioned way. Get the mushroom drops and finish the dungeon. Yeah. I know that I don't want to use sliders because it has happened to me before that you can just soft-lock the game there because there's so much lag. It has happened to me that I have used the slider to kill the spiders, and then you just stay in the slider position and you cannot move. It's a very rare glitch, but it did happen to me in a run, so that's why I'm just not attacking or doing anything. I'm just damage boosting through everybody. So yeah, this is a bit different. Yeah, nice variance. Now, what you're going to see is new compared to Solar Cell's run, because Solar Cell did not need to do the last dungeons of the game, because he just could wrong work to the end. But we are going to do everything. Let's be true to the game. The game had a weird softlock in Solar's run just before getting barrier? What? Oh my god, I did not watch his run actually. I stopped by to say hi and good luck, but I did not watch it. Did it not finish then? Ah, shoot. That sucks. That's really unfortunate. I'm really sorry about that. Oh, this guy. What a troll. And hello Neil, your parents are actually long dead. Yeah, they were ghosts all along. How about that? And look at what Will is gonna say. I'm ashamed to hear you talk that way. I've never seen you like this before. You're ashamed? Dude, he just realized his parents are dead. And you're ashamed of his reaction? Come on, show some humanity. I believe that has to be a wrong translation. I'm not sure though. My mash is not very good. Blah, okay. Our hero, ladies and gents, exactly. Will is such a jerk. And here, I'm just playing any percent, but in the runs where you have to get all the red jewels, there is one in Phrygia where you need to find an escaped prisoner or an escaped slave, and you have to rat him out. You have to tell the slavers where he is, and you get one of the red jewels like that. So that's even worse. Like, you're such a jerk, Will, and you have to do that. It's part of the run. Yeah, what does the original text say for that? I don't know. But if you can understand Japanese, maybe you can go check that out. Oh, by the way, now we are in a bit of a pickle. Oh no, what is gonna happen? Oh no, don't tell me that. No! Hamlet! Every time. Every run, dude. Every run, this happens. To eat or not to eat. Yeah. Great time to make jokes. But apparently my mom was in the pig. Somehow. And she's telling me what to do. Yeah, she was some sort of guide all along. Yeah, that's right. If you have Bowie's emote, you can spam it. So now is the time. Okay, Anchor Watts. Totally new dungeon. And I really like the music in this one. It's one of my favorite bits of music. Bad dashes. So here I'm not using the text cancelling because I'm already close enough to the location where I'm supposed to use the spin dash. Okay, that was not perfect, I got hit. That hit might be an issue. If I take another hit, I think I will heal at the Gaia Dark Space. Just because I don't want to take too many risks. Here you use it. Here you're far away from the place where you're gonna use it. Okay, pretty good. Now I'm using this slider into a charge, so I don't have to slash my sword one extra time. Here, use it also, because we have all the time in the world to get it to charge. Okay, no extra hits, that's fine. I'm not gonna heal. I should be fine unless I'm getting really trolled. Because some of those flies can be real buggers, literally. Yeah, tactical buffering really works well in some places. One hit, okay, could be worse. Please don't hit me. Okay, Mr. Freet, I'm gonna try your new strats on this. Didn't get it. I'm gonna restart it. I think I triggered the Golem. This is really not looking good, by the way. Okay, good. I don't need to do the text the third time. But I was a bit tensed. I was really tense. So I have 6 health remaining, and I want to go here to trigger this this checkpoint. And now I'm going back and kill myself. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to get will back. And doing it by killing yourself is much faster than going to visit another one of Gaia's dark spaces. Yeah, sorry Freet. I did not get the strat first try, but I got a bit trolled by the boulders falling. Takes this hit. Slide it through these guys. You're in the normal game, when you're playing casually, you're supposed to find a pair of magic glasses to help you see through that bright room. But it's not a requirement. If you know where to go, you can just go. And we're speedrunners, we don't have time for use this stuff, aren't we? So I have the proper amount of damage, so I'm just gonna damage boost myself through these pink heads. They do 10 damage apiece. I'm gonna get hit by the second one, and slide us through the last one. And I have exactly 1 health, which is what I want. Because, of course, I'm going to use death as a shortcut. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Freet. That's a Freet strategy for the Earthquake skip. I literally learned it yesterday. It's not too hard to do, honestly. And that cutscene is messed up because in the overworld, we used the start button to prevent the zooming out animation when we entered the dungeon. We do that for every location in the game. You can just buffer start and you will skip the zoom out and in animation. But because of that, it has the consequence of messing up that cutscene for some reason. Oh, and maybe I did not really explain the Earthquake escape itself. To go through that golem, which was in my way, you're supposed to get the Earthquaker magic. It's the last ability for freedom, which will stun enemies and you can just go through. But we discovered a way around that. If you just manage to time and throw fireballs just right, you can hit the golem, and that completely removed any requirement for the Earthquaker magic ability. Oh, dude, I pressed up, I was supposed to press down. And we're going back because unfortunately there's no easy way to go back out of the dungeon. Because we've done everything we need. We just have to travel back, have to travel on foot. if I use death again, I would just go back to the previous checkpoints, so that would not really be any good. I was a bit scared there. If they're moving left, you can actually sneak past to the right, but you need to have really good reflexes. And same if they're going right, you can sneak past to the left. So again, I don't have sharp enough reflexes for that. Dang, already almost 1 hour 30. This is not a good time. Yes, I want to go. Yeah, I'm supposed to enter the pyramid before 1:30, the 1 hour 30 minutes milestone. That's okay. I took a really painful death in Diamond Mines, so that's part of the reason why. I don't think this run has been too bad otherwise. Hasn't been very good. Oh yes, I got pretty bad luck on Sandfinger. That's also part of it. Okay, actually it's just like a mid 1:30. It's not too bad. Kind of lost touch with what's a good time and what's not. Too early. Yeah, it takes time for the full death animation of that bubble to be complete. Yeah, thank you very much, Key Paladin. So there's also a new route. Well, it's not that new anymore. It's still kind of new for me because I have not completed a run with the new route. So before, we used to do room number 2 with Shadow, but now we are doing it as Will. So the new ordering is do room number 3 as Shadow, then do room number 5 as Shadow, die there, and do the rest of the rooms... Do the rest of the rooms as Will. So we start with room number 3. It's because, well, it's the hardest one and the most painful. And also, room number 5 is faster to death warp out of, so it's better to end with that one. Any damage? I really want to be kind of conservative with my health here, because it's gonna matter a lot. At the end of this area, there's gonna be the really infamous Killer Six-Pack. Nice. Okay, I managed to sneak past everybody. The Killer Six-Pack is a corridor full of 6 laser shooting orbs, and there's no really way around them. They just fill the entire space. So I'm gonna have to move in a certain way to put myself in a position where I can hit 5 of the 6 and prevent most of the damage. Yeah, I wait to despawn a laser, then you can go. So that's why you will see me stop in certain locations. It's because I want to despawn a laser before I start dashing again, to make sure that the path is going to be clear for a bit. Oh, the thing that's shooting at me is an invisible firebird. Okay. There I activated the switch, which was underneath the laser. And we have to wait for a bit. So we're just gonna do the Croic trick. This is totally useless, but it's pretty funny. Alright, now we can proceed. The Killer Six-Pack is soon. Wish me luck. Whoa, that was a bit weird, but not bad. I just took 1 damage. That's good. That's good. So I'm pretty fine. I'm pretty well set up for room number 5. In room number 5, I might also take some damage if I get unlucky patterns. But I should have enough health to absorb all of that. The pyramid is definitely a hard dungeon. It's one of the hardest, possibly the hardest. Mostly because it's been a long time since I haven't fought a boss, so I'm very, very far behind in terms of health and upgrades, stats, basically. So I have very little defense, very little strength, very few health points. So I basically die in 4 hits. So that's dangerous. Second one? Ah, I didn't get the second one, that's fine. By the way, you will see me often do an attack and then use the aura inside the attack. That's called an aura glitch. And it's really good because the entirety of the animation of the aura will be constantly attacking. So that's a good way to push enemies around when you land. And I think I'm in the pixel. Yeah! I'm in the pixel. I was horizontally pixel perfect. So the animation of the drop landing, was directly into the door frame, so I could enter the door as a drop. Yeah, and there's something that I didn't do, but it's actually slightly faster to go through the mummies on the top there. I didn't do it because I didn't want to risk it, so I haven't practiced it much. But yeah, I found out that it was slightly faster to do that. And we are done with Shadow now. We can just die. Hey, look at that. I have so much health. That was a pretty solid Shadow part. And now the rest of the dungeon is going to be done with Will. And the idea is that every time I'm done with a room, I will just die out of it. Every time you die, you get Will back. It doesn't matter who you were before you die. I'm sorry, I forgot to charge. I'm supposed to charge here. Because yeah, it's a lot of long corridors. So I'm not text buffering because the item that I have right now is an item with 2 text boxes. So it's still faster to use that, to use text cancelling if you're good at it, but I don't want to risk it. It's just more complex. And as I haven't practiced the new strats too much, I'm not gonna do all of them. So I'm sorry to the community. I'm not completely up to date still. I'm supposed to wait here. Okay, another free strat. Yeah, I got it, nice. Yeah, if you move in a certain way, you will manage to force the perfect alignment of these laser orbs, and you can just sneak past. It's not too hard to do. It's just a little bit precise. Oops, it's fine. Oh, come on. What was that? Whee! And whee again. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Freed. Yeah, I'm very proud of how the community has grown when I was not there to watch over it. A lot of people have found a lot of new strategies, so it's really cool to come back to a game that you once loved and contributed for, and see that there's a lot of new things that you have to update yourself. It's really exciting. And now I'm gonna do room number 2 as Will. I've never done that in a run before, so wish me luck. Fine. So yeah, it turns out, that I think was discovered while playing the randomizer, if you drop down these places with Will, you do that twice, you will break through the floor. That was not known before. It's amazing that it was not known for Souls. Take a hit and do it again. And that breaks the floor. That makes the room faster than if you did it with Shadows. It also has the added bonus of as you're doing the room with Will, you can just death warp out and directly go back to the hub. Whereas if you do a room with Shadow, then you cannot death warp out usually, except if it's the last Shadow room. If you want to keep Shadow, you cannot death warp out. You have to use the teleporter out, and then you have to drop down into the hub again, which wastes time. So if you want to use Shadow for a room, you really have to. It really has to be justified. So now there's only rooms 3 and 5 where it's really justified. Now we're doing the last room, which is room number 1. And any health that I have remaining after this room is what I'm gonna have to fight the boss with, so it's a pretty easy room, but still, I hope I don't get hit, because if I get hit, it might compromise my chances of the boss. Let's try to aim at the door. Ah, okay. I undershot it. And Bagu found it. Oh, nice. He's the guy who made the randomizer. The randomizer has a solid community for this, and it's really impressive. Now you don't death warp out. I'm using the teleporter because I want to get back into the top area. Now we have collected all the 6 pieces of hieroglyphs. And we're gonna have to put them in order, in the right order, into these 6 slots. And the order is normally given to you into your dad's diary, which is an item you can get in Dao. It's not required. And if you don't know that, if you don't know the order, it's actually the same order as the rooms themselves. So in room number 1, the leftmost one, you will find the first one. You find the leftmost block, etc. So you're supposed to place them in the same order than you find them if you do the rooms from left to right. And by the way, we are currently seeing a cutscene with the Jackal, who was supposed to be some sort of villain who chased us around in the whole game. That's the 6. Hi, Golem. And look at how children-friendly this scene is. This guy agonizing in flames on the floor, crawling towards Kara. That is a very, very brutal game. Alright, menu time. Now it. No! Completely botching it. That was really bad. Alright, okay. I haven't practiced it today. And up next, the 5th boss. The 5th boss is the Mummy Queen. So, a giant mummy woman who floats around and is usually very annoying. It's also a boss where RNG matters. We're gonna see why. Let's make sure I don't get hit before the boss. Alright, I have to use sound as a cue. Please don't do that. Oh, she's coming down. Because if it starts with some sort of explosion sound, it means that she's gonna summon the bricks that fall from the sky. And if she does that, she will not come down. So you have to use the teleporters and go on the top and come to her. So you have to use a sound cue at the start of the fight. She's really low. I'm using auras in order to not get hit by these ghosts or spirit things. I can only afford to take 1 hit because she hits like a truck due to how low I am on stats right now. Okay, and she might do the 2nd phase, so the ring of spirits, after 2 hits from now. So I hope it's gonna happen in the next hit. Every ring I get is basically good RNG, so let's see how many I get. 1, 2. Okay, first non-ring. Is she gonna appear? 3. That's not good already. Gonna be here. Oh, seriously? 3? That's a bad RNG though. It's really bad. Okay, 3 non-rings. So that's a 3 out of 6 rings. Every time you don't get a ring, you lose about 6 seconds. So that was 18 seconds slower than a perfect RNG fight. But it's RNG, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, the strategy on that boss is you want to alternate sides, and starting with the left side, such that it will be easier to dodge her spirits. And when she is susceptible to do the rings, you'll be on her left. You want to be on her left because when she does the ring of spirits, you have to hit a certain spirit, the one which is flashing, and it's always located on the bottom left when she creates the ring. So you want to be there already, so you can already hit the correct spirits, and she will reform, and you can hit her again. Alright, we are en route to the last dungeon, Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is going to be basically a boss rush. We're going to see the 5 bosses again in upgraded versions. But don't worry, the majority of the fights are going to be easier than their previous versions. Because now we have much more stats. You can see that the game has caught me up with all the stats upgrades that I've missed. So I have a lot of health, I have 38. I have almost maximum strength, and I have maximum defense. The only stat upgrades that you don't get are the ones that you're supposed to find in cities. So there's a hidden stat upgrade in Euro, which I did not get. There's an HP one in Euro also. It's the one where you have to wait in line. I did not go for that either. There's the one in the trash can in Phrygia, which I did get. So we're just 2 upgrades away from maximum. Oh no, 3. No. I think actually a couple, because I'm not counting the ones from Gem. Sorry. Yeah, Gem gives you 3, one of each also. So and I don't have those. I'm sorry, we are not exactly maximized, but that's fine. That's okay. We are exactly where we are supposed to be in an any percent no wrong warp run. And Kara has followed me here. What's she doing? Yeah, apparently we are linked in some sort of way, because she took the light ring from the queen in the gold ship, and I happen to have the dark ring that the king was after all along. I had it in my flute, and I'm just getting it now. Is there some sort of secret behind that? Well, that's the story, and things will be revealed later, but anyway, we're gonna refight Castus. So this time I hope that I'm gonna get the one cycle. It's a lot easier because we're fighting all the bosses as Shadow. And she does 3 damage apiece per hit. Yeah, I didn't even get hit. Yeah, when you get the 2 bouncing crystals in the opposite angles, there is a positioning that you can use in order to get hit by nothing. So this was pretty good. Yeah, I want to be a little bit conservative with health because I'm gonna fight all the bosses with the same health pool. So if I take some hits, then I might have some trouble in the final boss. I still have 2 herbs left, so we're good. We should be good. I didn't use any in the pyramid. Nice. Well, this boss is going to be a pushover. Wow, that boss was hard, yeah. Yeah, it's much easier when you fight as Shadow. Here, just go down. I'm gonna be teleported out. Teleported up. Yeah, this is a tower, so we're climbing the tower. That's the idea. Now, vampires refights. And I'm going to make use of the aura glitches that I mentioned earlier. If you attack, and during the attack use the aura, the entirety of the aura animation will be attacking at maximum FPS. Where is the girl? Okay, here. Oh, oof. Okay, well, I should die with this. Actually, this. Ah, what a troll. Should have put myself in the corner. What's he doing? Okay, no more of these. I'm just gonna attack manually. I failed to catch him where he stopped moving. That's okay. Yeah, that's true. That's also a difference between the vampire refight and the original fight. In the original fight, the vampires themselves did not have a damaging hitbox. So you could just be on them or be touching them and it would not damage you. They only damage you with their attacks. But in that second version, their body is harmful to you. So you have to be careful about that too. Right, luck matters here. Ah. I want to have at least one egg pattern, if that's possible. We're getting some upwards. Which are the worst. They're the most time consuming. Okay, still caught him. Okay, thank you. We got one. That's still 5 patterns, which is not great luck, but oh, it's better than the worst luck of getting none, of course. And Kara has disappeared somehow. Oh, and also for some reason now this boss is friendly. He's gonna help us climb the tower. Don't ask why, I don't know. Maybe I managed to finally tame him as I fought him twice. Okay, refight of the Mummy Queen. Let's see what she does first. Ah, I have to run up. She's using the bricks, and she's not gonna move. I'm not gonna use the aura. Okay. This fight is actually slightly easier, because she doesn't damage me as much as the first one, because of all the stuff that I've caught up on now. And also you don't have those annoying bricks on the bottom middle, which are really annoying in the first fight. Here it's just a nice rectangle. Have a lot of space in it. Okay, the principle of the fight is exactly the same. I'm gonna do just dodging the stuff for the first hits. And when she is about half dead, now after the next hit, she might do rings. And I want as many rings as possible. Oh, and I missed it, of course. Not hit. It sucks. Okay, at least that was good RNG. It's a bit sad that I failed one of the rings, but I got 5 out of 6 rings, so that's good RNG. A bit better than average. And we're now getting to the end. Vampire, please. And yeah, he's friendly too, for some reason. I finally tamed him. Oh, that's nice, thank you. Hey, Kara. I don't know how the NPCs, my friends, managed to get through dungeons without any weapons or any powers or anything. How do How did they do that? Like Lance going all the way through the Great Wall, or Kara getting caught by that painter, and I have to go through a dungeon to get there. How did she do that? Oh, and by the way, I found my father. He was an explorer. He was an explorer who died here, unfortunately, and he is explaining to us everything that has happened. That the light of the comet was some sort of ominous light which affected the normal evolution of civilizations. And it disturbed the balance of civilizations, and some people started using the light to develop evil technology and create demons. That's what he's explaining right now. The power of friendship is what they have. That might be it. That's true, it's a Japanese game. It might be that. I'm getting the last mystic statue. The last MacGuffin. Those mystic statues don't really have a use in the game. Actually, the game doesn't even check that you have all of them. As you can see, thanks to the wrong warps. If you wrong warp here, or to the fight, well, to the final fights, it doesn't matter that you don't have all the mystic statues. That was pretty bad. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I haven't really practiced. But being good at speaking to NPCs, that really matters in the run. You have to practice everything to become good. There's no other way. Can this be sub 2? I don't know. I think it can. Yeah, it should be sub 2. Viable for sub 2. That's such a shame that I died in Diamond Mine. It was a really bad death. Yeah, was that? Yeah, maybe 40 seconds or something? Well, it's fine. Let's not dwell in the past. Let's look at that, the final fight that we have to do. So in the any person with the wrong warp, you would warp to that cutscene that we just saw. So you get to fight this fight with Shadow. Otherwise, you can actually directly warp to the fight, to this screen, but you would fight Dark Gaia as Freedom. But that's nowhere near as efficient, because you only do 2 damage per hit. Whoa. Yeah, that's why you don't want to use the aura too early, because the last drop might fall on you, and it might be a slow one. So this first sequence is pretty easy. You just have to dodge the acid rain, and I'm going to be a bit fancy and use an aura glitch to get the last hit. Alright, let's hope for a 3-cycle fight. See if we can get this. Oh, this is already not a good start. She's not giving me... She's not opening up right now. I only got 4 hits. Oh, that's a bad start. But that's entirely RNG. If you watch the beat Dark Gaia with the wrong warp to Dark Gaia, not only do we get the benefit of warping, but also we get the benefit of having fixed RNG for the whole fight. Ah, dang, only 4 again. That's so bad. So we can basically manipulate the whole fight into having her open up as soon as possible and getting 5 hits all the time. Have the perfect fight. But here, I have to rely on the luck I'm getting. And it's not very good. Yeah, this is now guaranteed to be 4 seconds. Dang. Not a single 5-hit cycle. Well, it's okay. My PB actually did not get 3 cycle either. It's gonna be a 159 something. still good for having a bad death and bad first time finder. Bad first memory queen. So. Nice! 159.16. Okay, I'll definitely take that for a marathon. Not bad. And my PB is 157.06. So that's basically 2 minutes slower. Okay. Alright. This was Illusion of Gaia, the good old any percent no wrong warp category. Again, I want to give a big shout out to the people running this game in general. So there's Fecon, Mr. Freed, of course, Solar Cell, Bowie the Hero. I don't know if he's still active, but sometimes he goes back to the game. There's Zatox also, who has a really good time on any percent no wrong warp, and some other people. They're the original DJ Tifa and Puvaxul were the first pioneers of this. So a lot of people have contributed on some strategies. There was Dan Show also who contributed a bit. That was a long time ago. Now the 6 categories. I need to go back to this game, discover those categories, and learn all the new stuff. Yeah, IOG is really active and is very, very exciting right now. Very exciting. I hope that next year I will be able to get better at the game, learn all the new stuff, and get good times in all those brilliant categories. Oh, there's Nemel also. Yeah, thank you, Nemel. Thanks for the GGs, guys. Nemel also has run this in the past. Yeah, there's so many people to shout out. Yeah, 159.16. As long as it's a sub 2 in a marathon, I'm really happy about that. Waiting further instructions from Fiesel or anyone. But yeah, we can watch these nice cutscenes. The music is so great in this game. I really love the music. The music of the ending is also fantastic. Yeah, merci Julian. This was his 6th place. Oh, nice. And now a lot of people have sub 2s. Yeah, there's Z also, who still has 3rd place, I think? Or 4th, I don't remember. Yeah, there's Zeal, Zatox, Solar Cell, Mr. Freet, I think. Maybe Fecon, I don't remember who has it sub 2 in this category. Well, anyway. Lots of good people to follow if you want some IOG action. And this is the last you will see of me, probably, well, in the marathon for sure. That was my last participation. We've done 12 out of 12 games in the SSS. So I'm pretty happy about that. All my runs went really well. I think I didn't have any terrible one. We had some issues with some, but that's normal. Most of them were pretty solid runs. Most of them were pretty solid runs. And also I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, because I'm soon out for vacation and I don't think I'm going to stream again this year. So this is my way of saying so long 2020. Hopefully the next year is going to be better for everybody. So I wish everybody, please stay safe. Enjoy the Super Nintendo games. Good luck to all the next runners. After that, we are going to have Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Oh, I guess this is All Stars. Nice, cool. That's really cool. And I guess I've said everything I wanted to say, so I'll just wait for Fiesel to tell me when I'm okay to close. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Running in this marathon has been a blast, as it always is. Thanks a lot for having me.